Soulmask, a survival sandbox game, aims to differentiate itself from the multitude of similar titles that are coming out this year by offering us a mix of pretty cool mechanics like the tribe system and a rather unique setting. At least I haven't come across a Mesoamerican inspired survival game this year, especially not one where you can build up your own clan. Now the game is playable both online and offline, and we will be focusing on the offline version of the game. In order to have a good experience as a single player, you will need to adjust some of the world settings. For example, setting the building decay to 0 is recommended. You can adjust a plethora of settings, so you can cater the solo experience exactly to your liking, which is always a plus in these games. Now the game world is rather large, with its 64 square kilometers. Just for comparison, the world of Ark Survival Evolved is also pretty huge, but has 48 square kilometers. Of course we know that bigger isn't automatically better, and while the game isn't as beautiful as Ark Ascended, it still has many different environments and biomes, filled with predators like alligators and giant snakes, but of course also tons of human enemies from different clans. Gameplay-wise, Soulmask actually leans more into the action-adventure genre. It offers a pretty substantial progression tree that you don't see too often in these games, and it also has things like the option to approach enemies through stealth, or of course, the good old direct confrontation. The combat system is more involved than typical survival games, although it does have rather clunky and bare-bones animations at the moment. It features 75 skills spread across 8 weapon types, each one representing a distinct fighting style. Now, a key feature is the use of masks, which offer unique skills for both exploration and combat. There are 10 masks in total, each with its own set of perks. These masks allow you to recruit tribespeople, who can then assist with the more mundane tasks of resource gathering and crafting. Each tribesperson has their own skill set, and you can have up to 20 tribesmen, which is excellent because it doesn't make you feel lonely when you're playing solo. You can, however, only take one tribesman with you exploring, and I do wish that they increase this limit. At one point, you can also directly control your fellow tribesmen yourself. When it comes to base building, you start with basic structures of course, and can expand your base over time. The base is highly customizable. You can place all elements freely, and use a snap function for easy construction. Many of the routine tasks can be automated by assigning them to tribespeople, who will handle crafting, resource gathering, among other duties. As you progress, you can upgrade from wooden structures to more durable materials like stone. Defenses are crucial to protect from enemy attacks, so you can of course build walls, traps and other defenses to protect your base from enemy raids. In its current state, the game features 20 dungeons, along with 3 procedurally generated ones. There are also 6 world bosses that I don't want to spoil too much. There are a few complaints from players regarding the building decay over time and having to run back to a death box, but both of these can be turned off in the game's advanced settings, so it seems like people are not patient enough to look through the game's settings or inform themselves before leaving a negative review. The game is surprisingly polished for an early access title, but what does definitely need some work is a more intuitive and less overwhelming user interface, as well as some nicer animations. Now it's your turn to let me know if this helped you out. If it did, a like is very much appreciated.